You hold it. You can hold it for at the golf club. Both of them are at the golf club.
So, welcome to my presentation about Switzerland. My name is Geraldines Presentation, and I am a Rotary Youth Exchange student from Switzerland, hosted to the Rotary Club of Ireland. And I arrived 22 August in Australia. Basic information. Switzerland is a landlocked alpine country of about 7.5 million people in Western Europe, with an area of 41,000 square kilometers. Australia, 20 million people, 7.5 square kilometers. You can fit Switzerland about 183 times into Australia, but then Australia has only about 5 times more people than Switzerland. It is a federal republic consisting of 26 states, current capitals. Bern is the seat of the federal authorities, while the country's economic centers are in 2 global cities, Geneva and Zurich. I come from the canton Fribourg. Switzerland is multilingual and has 4 national languages. 72% people in Switzerland speak Swiss German, 21% speak French, 6% speak Italian, and 1 speaks Romanish. The country's formal name is Schweizerische Eidgenossenschaft in German, Confédération Suisse in French, Confederazione Svizzera in Italian, and Confederazione Svizzera in French. The establishment of Switzerland is traditionally dated to the 1st August, and also the Swiss National Day is celebrated on this day. Switzerland is bordered by Germany to the north, France to the west, Italy to the south, and Austria to the east.
Don't get it mixed up.
Yeah. The country has a long history of neutrality. It has not been at war internationally since 1815 and hosts many international organizations, including the Red Cross, the World Trade Organization, and one of the UN's 2 European offices. It is not a member of the European Union, but it's a part of the Schengen Agreement. The flag. The flag of Switzerland consists of a red square with a bold, equilateral with a cross in the center. The Swiss cross ultimately derives from a similar banner of the Holy Roman Empire and chooses as strong Christian connotations. The Swiss flag traditionally stands for freedom, honor, and fidelity. It's one of the only 2 square states flag. The other one is the flag of the Vatican City. History. Switzerland was not invaded during either of the World Wars. During World War I, Switzerland was home to Lenin, and he remained there until 1917. Swiss neutrality was seriously questioned by the Grimm-Hoffmann affair in 1970, but it was short-lived. In 1920, Switzerland joined the League of Nations, which was based in Geneva on the condition that he was exempt from military requirements. Politics. The Federal Constitution, adopted in 1848, is the legal foundation of the modern federal state, the 2nd oldest in the world. The Swiss Parliament consists of 2 houses, the Council of States, which has 46 representatives who are elected under a system determined by each canton, and the National Council, which consists of 200 members who are elected under a system of proportionality representation, depending on the population of each canton. The President of the Confederation is elected with the Assembly from among the 7 members traditionally in rotation, and for 1-year term, the President chairs the government and assumes representative functions. However, the President is a primus inter pares, which means he has not additional powers and only remains the head of the department within the administration. Traditionally, Switzerland avoids alliances that might entail military, political, or direct economic action, and had been neutral since the end of its expansion in the year 1515. Only in 2002, Switzerland became a full member of the United Nations, but was the first state to join in the referendum. Switzerland maintains diplomatic relations with almost all countries and historically has served as an intermediary between other states. Switzerland is not a member of the European Union, but Swiss people consistently reject membership since the early 90s years. But because of the change agreement, they have still nearly all the same rights than the people from the European Union countries. It's funny because it always says European Unions. For example, at the passport control, there is a line for European Union countries and one for non-European Union countries. And this line is always long, and I'm lucky that I can always go to the European Union one, even we are not part of the European Union. I hope you understand what I say. Geography. Extending across the north and the south side of the Alps, Switzerland comprises a great diversity of landscapes and climates on a limited area of 41,285 square kilometers. The population is about 7.5 million, resulting in an average population density of around 240 people per square kilometer. However, the more mountain southern half to the country is far more sparsely populated than this average, while the northern half and extreme south and have a somewhat greater density as they comprise more hilly terrain, partly forested and partly cleared, as well as several large lakes. Switzerland comprises three basic topographic areas: the Swiss Alps on the south, the Swiss Plateau, also called Midlands, and the Jura Mountains on the north. The Alps are a high mountain range running across the central south and the country, comprising about 60% of the country's total area. Among the high peaks of the Swiss Alps, the highest of which is the Dufourspitze at 40,634 meters. But the most famous mountain in Switzerland is the Matterhorn in the Canton Valais. And the more populous northern part of the country, comprising about 30% of the country's total area, is called the Midland. It has a greater open and hilly landscape, partly forest, partly open pastures, usually with grazing herds or vegetables and free fields, but is still hilly. There are large lakes found here, and the biggest Swiss city are in this area of the country. The Jura Mountains are a small mountain range located north of the Alps, separating the Rhine and Rhone rivers. The Swiss climate is generally temperate, but can vary greatly between the location, from glacial conditions on the mountain top to the open pleasant near Mediterranean climate and Switzerland's southeast. Summers tend to be warm with periodic rainfall, so they are ideal for pasture and grazing. A normal summer day is about 25 degrees, but it can get up to 30 or more. The winters in the mountain it's alternative with sun and snow, while the lower lands tend to be more cloudy and foggy. It's around 5 degrees, but it can get under 0 degrees. A weather phenomenon known as the Föhn can occur at all times of the year, even in the winter, and it's characterized by a wind with warm Mediterranean air crossing the Alps from Italy. Education. My school in Switzerland is very different to my school here in Australia. I only have one class with which I have all my subjects. And in Switzerland, we also don't have to wear school uniforms. We can wear whatever we want. And on a normal school day, I get up at 7 o'clock. My first class starts at 7:45.